Rocket Lab is doing what SpaceX couldn't. In high school, a guidance counselor told Beck that a career building rockets was absurdly unachievable, and it did take the New Zealander a while to realize his teenage dream. For more than a decade, he worked on designs for spacecraft only when he wasn't busy with his job engineering supercomputers, wind turbines, and other products, a gig he got despite not having a formal university education. Now, Rocket Lab CEO Peter Beck sees some parallels between his company and Elon Musk SpaceX, but he also plans to take a different path to expand his company in the coming years. Today we're going to talk about SpaceX's greatest rival in the space race, Rocket Lab, and what they might be doing that SpaceX couldn't. I know we all have a lot of questions. What is Rocket Lab, and how can it compete with the world's largest space program at SpaceX? We'll stick around till the end as we answer your questions and delve deeper into this. So let's begin the video. Beck founded Rocket Lab in 2006, and the company has been the preferred option for delivering small satellites to orbit. Its Electron vehicle is designed to be cheap and reliable, incorporating innovations such as 3D printed engines. So far, it's been successfully launched 21 times, the second highest number for any private space vehicle after SpaceX's Falcon 9 with 125. The Neutron, a larger rocket now in development, will take bigger payloads, including for NASA, which has contracted Rocket Lab to, among other things, carry a Mars probe scheduled to launch in 2024. That more powerful rocket will put Beck in direct competition with Elon Musk's company, at least for some missions. But there's a key difference. Unlike with SpaceX, which remains privately held, ordinary investors can now bet on Beck's vision. Since Rocket Lab's initial public offering, the stock is up 56%. In December last year, Rocket Lab revealed more about the larger, more powerful Neutron rocket it's developing. This is Neutron. It is an absolute beast, Rocket Lab CEO Peter Beck said in a webcast presentation. Neutron is designed to be 131 feet tall and 23 feet in diameter, and it's targeting a maximum payload capacity of 15,000 kilograms to low Earth orbit. For reusable launches, Neutron will be able to carry up to 8,000 kilograms to low Earth orbit. These are the first details given about the new rocket since the company announced plans for it earlier in the year. Beck, in an interview with CNBC on Thursday, said that Rocket Lab is still targeting to get a Neutron on the launch pad by 2024 and hopes to launch a commercial customer on the rocket by 2025. The launch marketplace is divided into three sections: small, medium, and heavy lift. Neutron will target that middle section, while Rocket Lab's existing Electron rockets fit in the small segment. While SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket can lift up to 22,800 kilograms to low Earth orbit, Neutron will compete to launch many of the same spacecraft that Elon Musk's company is currently delivering to space. Beck declined to comment on the price tag of a Neutron launch, but said the company would be a pointless exercise if Rocket Lab didn't think we would be very cost competitive with anything that's currently in the market or being proposed. For comparison, Rocket Lab's small Electron rocket goes for about $7 million per launch. Firefly's medium-sized Alpha rocket goes for $15 million per launch, and SpaceX's Falcon 9 is advertised at $62 million per launch. Similar to Falcon 9, the first stage of Neutron is reusable, but that's where most of the similarities end. While SpaceX occasionally lands its Falcon 9 boosters back near the launch site, but typically lands on a drone ship in the ocean, Neutron is designed to return to the launch site for all its reusable missions. Beck did not rule out ever landing on a drone ship, noting that there are a bunch of use cases where landing on a drone is advantageous, but emphasized that returning to the launch site is the most cost-effective option. Beck described Neutron as a very thick vehicle, which he said gives it a big ballistic coefficient and makes it ideal for launching, landing, and launching again. If you've got something that's fat in diameter and lightweight, it decelerates really quickly, so you can reduce the thermal loads and the number of propellant requirements to deal with those thermal loads on a return to launch site trajectory, Beck said. Instead of landing legs that unfold, Neutron will have a static base with no mechanisms in place. The rocket will have shock absorbers built into that base for the impact of landing, Beck said. Rocket Lab is also developing a new engine for Neutron called Archimedes. Beck touted Archimedes' design is very simple, with all the things you want when you have to build an engine that can be reused over and over again. 7 Archimedes engines power Neutron's first stage to space, with an 8th one propelling the upper stage ones in orbit. Another unique feature of Neutron's design is the fairing, or nose cone. Nicknamed the Hungry Hippo fairing, the company designed it to stay connected to the rocket's body rather than disconnect and fall back into the atmosphere as current rockets do. Neutron's fairing will open, deploy the upper stage, and then close for a return trip to land. The answer is not throwing away the fairings when you're trying to catch them. The best way is to never get rid of them in the first place, Beck elaborated. The only part of Neutron that is not reusable is the upper stage, which deploys from within the rocket once in space. Its design enables it to be very lightweight, Beck emphasized, with a super thin structure. This stage is hung inside the fairing, so there's no thermal aero load, since there's no bucking load and there is no structural load. So are you guys enjoying the video? We've discussed Rocket Lab's Neutron rocket in detail, but what features truly set it apart from SpaceX and give it an edge over them? Do you have an answer to this? So while you think, do subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to receive instant notification about all our future videos. Neutron is designed to be turned around from landing to another launch within 24 hours. Rocket Lab is not doing this because they actually want to cycle the vehicle in 24 hours, but because that drives all of the requirements that they need in a positive direction. Realistically, Rocket Lab will start off with a conservative launch rate, Beck said, as the company did with Electron. But the tight turnaround time required for the design is a cost-driven decision, as Beck emphasized that the cost of components is not the driving factor in the rocket business, but it's the operational costs instead. If it takes 3 weeks or a month to refurbish the vehicle, that's a month worth of time that people have got to be working on it, Beck explained. Rocket Lab has yet to announce the location of the Neutron production facility, but the company previously said it'll be near NASA's Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia, where it plans to launch the rocket. Beck said the company is running a very competitive process for the manufacturing plant and is close to nailing that down. One crucial aspect of the Neutron facility is that it needs to be close to the launch site, as Beck said the company will not flip it horizontally to ship it to a location. That furthers Rocket Lab's reusability goals, as it eliminates the need for infrastructure at the launch pad, such as a strong back to hold the rocket vertically before launch. Rocket Lab is also designing Neutron with the requirements necessary to launch a spacecraft that carries people. While the company is focusing on delivering cargo at this point in time, Beck said that the company is making sure that they don't limit themselves from using Neutron to launch astronauts at some point. For now, Rocket Lab is not internally developing a new capsule, with Beck emphasizing that he believes the market for flying astronauts needs to grow further. Beck's company can rightly be called a mini SpaceX. The mini is required. SpaceX is valued at $74 billion in private markets. Rocket Lab's market capitalization is about $5 billion. But slowly and surely, with the direction the company is taking, it'll soon join SpaceX in the fight for space superiority. So how do you think Rocket Lab has the capital and the resources to compete with SpaceX juggernaut and win the modern-day space race? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to watch more of our amazing videos, then stay tuned.